Hey guys, so last week I filmed a video that was super long, so I cut it in two. So here is part 2, all the books that I loved from March. The next book that I read was Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This book follows Stevie as she goes off to this boarding school for like the best and the brightest students. They basically select people based on the things that they're really good at and not just like academic smarts. There's like some people who are like YouTube stars, and there's some people that are great artists and writers, and Stevie loves true crime, and she is like this true crime aficionado, and she just knows everything and anything about these crimes that have happened. So this is like her dream school because this school has a dark past. Shortly after it was opened, the headmaster's daughter and wife went missing. They were kidnapped. And in this book we follow both Stevie's perspective and we get flashback to like the 1930s, and we get to watch it unravel. And basically this person who did the kidnapping was leaving these riddled letters signed Truly Devious. Then in the present day this starts happening again, and so it's kind of blending the past and the present. Has Truly Devious come back? Is there somebody else working for him? What has happened? What's going on? And we get to follow Stevie as she tries to figure it out, and there's a murder, and it's so good, and I love the relationships in this book. So if you love like the boarding school murder mystery kind of thing, you're really gonna enjoy this book. Did I say it was 4 stars? Because it's 4 stars. The next 4-star read I had was Catwoman by Sarah J. Maas. And if you don't know, she is one of my favorites. So because of that, it's probably why this one got a little bit higher star rating, but not the only reason. This book is crazy hard to describe because we are following 2 perspectives. One is Catwoman and one is Batwing. So Catwoman returns to Gotham City and she pairs with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy to basically take down the elite. But Batwing, who is Batman's aide, is now trying to keep control of them. But eventually they end up pairing together and some things arise, and basically you have to wait until the end of the book to really understand all the other events previously, which makes this book very difficult to explain. And it was honestly one of my main gripes about this book, is just how it was laid out in the structure of it. I will also say that if you stick it out to the end, it will make more sense because the structure is a little wonky, and it had me wondering what her motivation was throughout the whole thing. So that kind of left me wondering what the point was at some points, but it does wrap up in the end. So just know that going in and you'll be good to go. Again, if you enjoy the classic DC characters, this may not be the book for you, but I personally enjoyed this one. I also really liked that we got to see the other characters too. So we saw Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, and Batman was there, and Batwing, and Joker even made an appearance. So it was really cool. And I would also like to point out that Sarah J. Maas also gets Harley Quinn help, which is great. A great shout out for positive mental health, which is fantastic, and I really commend her for that. This was a 4-star read for me. My husband probably rated it probably closer to a 3-star, maybe even a 2-star, just because he does like more of those characters. So if that is one of your things, this probably isn't the book for you. The next book I read this month was Flame in the Mist by Renee Adia, and this book has the deckled pages that I really like, so that always boosts my mood when I'm reading it. I don't know why I like them so much. Do you guys like them? Tell me, do you like them and do you hate them? I hear some people hate them. I really like them, so whatever. I also really like colored pages too. I think I might have said that in a different video. I don't remember. But anyways, onto the book. This follows Marika as she is sent on her way to marry the betrothed prince of the Imperial City. What are you doing? This is my life. She just wants to climb on my shoulder. However, her entourage is ambushed by the Black Clan, and basically everyone else dies except for her. She manages to escape into the woods. She cuts her hair and she decides that she's gonna take on the Black Clan herself and she's going to infiltrate them. However, they believe that she is a boy, so that is her undercover operation, and she learns that maybe they're not as bad as they seem. And it's a really interesting ride, and there's just a love tension that when it finally breaks, it's gold and so romantic, and I love it. Basically, this book had everything that I love about fantasy. It had magic, it had love, it had an interesting setting, and I just really liked it. I enjoyed it. I've heard some like conflicting stuff about this book, but I personally really enjoyed it. If you like non-westernized fantasy books with a kick of romance, this is your book. The next book that I read is The Heir by Kiera Cass. And let me tell you, I was shocked that I liked this book so much. Obviously, I know in my previous videos I've talked about how much I really enjoyed the Selection series, but this book surpassed those. I went in thinking that I was not going to like it because I knew it wasn't going to follow the original characters, and I didn't think I was going to like it at all. However, I ended up really enjoying it because instead of following one of the selected, you get to follow the heir. And you get to see all their turmoil while they're dealing with all the kingdom stuff that's happening, and it's just fantastic. As you know, if you watched any of my other videos, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it several times, I am a huge fan of The Bachelor. And what I love about The Bachelor is you get to see the Bachelor or the Bachelorette following all these relationships, and you get to kind of root for your favorites. Well, in the Selection series, you only got to see the perspective of one of the candidates and her relationship with that other person. But this one, I had like 3 or 4 people that I was like, oh, I need her to be with this person. And though Adelaine had some problems for me at the beginning, she was super bratty, which honestly felt kind of unrealistic based on her parents and their personalities, but I loved it. There was a friendship, a long friendship, childhood friendship trope. There was a forbidden love trope. There was just this super nice guy that he was so sweet and he tried so hard, and I just wanted her to be with all of them. I was fine with it. Like, if she would have said yes to all of them and there was 4 king consorts, I would have been okay with that because I just love them all so much, and it was so great. I really, really enjoyed it. That's all I really got to say about The Heir. Alrighty, now we are on to my 5-star reviews for March. Obviously, I have to continue with the Selection series. The Crown blew my mind. I loved it, and who she ended up with, my heart is so full, and I cannot get enough. I'm sorry, I just bumped my camera. I cannot get enough of this series. I wanted to keep reading. I loved how it ended. And I can honestly say that I loved England's journey so much more than America and Maxon, and it was so difficult for her to choose, yet so beautiful. And there wasn't, and she was so respectful of all the guys. Not that Maxon wasn't, but I felt like there wasn't the back and forth that Maxon and America had that drove me insane. And she was just honest with everyone, and she finally broke out of her shell and she did what her heart told her to do, and I love that. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna pair these together because they were just rereads, but they are still 5-star reviews. And don't laugh at my copies, they are literally the original copies I had as a kid. So, and that was the Chamber of seriously, I call myself a Harry Potter fan. The Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling and the Chamber of Secrets. I reread these because my husband is reading the audiobooks for the first time ever, which is really exciting, and I wanted to read them along with him because it is something I've been meaning to do for a long time, and I love them just as much as I did the first time. So I thought I would include them in here as rereads and 5-star reviews. I don't think I really need to explain any more about these two books. Have you read any of these books? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to chat with you about it in the comments. Again, don't forget that you can check out my spoiler-filled reviews on my website. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for stopping in. I post videos every Wednesday, or at least try to. So if that sounds good to you, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe below. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!